Douglas asked me to make a desk job survival video. It's only short and it's going to help you survive sitting at your desk and doing your work for longer. Maybe that's not a good thing. Sometimes we do our work like this. Sometimes we do our work more like this or like this. But it quickly becomes this! And the best remedy for not feeling so bad in your body from sitting too long at a desk is don't sit at a desk too long. You could even work on your phone and tablet like this. It doesn't look so productive, but trust me, it is a much better angle for your neck and shoulders and chest than to be standing up and looking down. Every once in a while, get up and walk around. Or at the very least, stand. Standing up allows us to extend at the hip flexors a little bit more than we would in the seated position where the hip flexors are fully flexed. And that's part of the reason why we get some back pain from sitting for too long. If you stand up and hold on to a chair, trying to keep your pelvis still and stable, you can just send a leg away behind you as if you were walking. We are supposed to be walking all day. Our bodies are designed to be upright and walking for quite long distances. So if you throw a hip away behind you and squeeze with the buttock muscles, it automatically stretches out the hip flexors. And that will help to prevent back pain in the long run. You can hold on and lean back, lifting the sternum up towards the ceiling and release. Lift the back and release. Even putting your hands on your hips, extend by squeezing with the buttocks and lifting the chest up towards the ceiling and relax. Sitting at your desk then, you can also do some of the Prepilates spinal movements that we've got before. We can do rotations. We do this at the start of every Pilates class. So those of you who are familiar with our classes have seen Prepilates before. Trying to keep the pelvis still and stable and rotate the spine. We can do lateral flexions. Now you can go the whole hog and sweep an arm up and over, holding on to the edge of the chair for lateral flexions of the spine, or you can just do a small movement like this, holding on to the opposite shoulder. This probably won't get you thrown out of the office quite so much as waving to the people at the other end of the room. It is good to do extensions. Shuffle slightly forwards onto your chair, hands behind you, lift the sternum and look up and release. Lift the sternum and look up and release. Lift the sternum and look up and release. I don't reckon there's much need for us in a seated position to do much flexion because we're already doing that anyway. So just concentrate on rotation, lateral flexion and extension. What you can do every once in a while is just stop looking at your screen and look somewhere else. Look over the top of it or out through a window, but you can roll the shoulders. Because you've been sitting like this most of the time rolling the shoulders forwards, it's probably more worthwhile and beneficial to roll the shoulders backwards. We can do a dumb waiter, turning the forearms out, and that's a rotation from the shoulder, and it's a different action to what we normally do over the desk. If you find that you're slumping in the back, you can stick your bum out behind you and find more extension here. You can even press down with the hand and look up towards the ceiling, try to raise the sternum up towards the ceiling. Just turning your head from side to side makes a difference. Dropping an ear to the shoulder makes a difference. We do this a lot in our post-Pilates, so all of the post-Pilates is relevant. Taking the head forwards is what we're doing most of the time in our seated position anyway. So we would use that as a contrast for pulling the head back. It's the pulling back of the head and giving yourself double chins that helps to counteract this action. Now the muscles that often get tied around the shoulders from hunching the shoulders up and holding the arms, the opposing muscles are the ones that push the arms away, the little fingers as we do this. So we could do a bit of a Jackie Chan, send the little fingers away, and it helps to undo the tension above the shoulders and relax. Obviously a good mouse, a well situated screen so that you're looking straight in the middle of the screen. This screen is too low for me because this is my wife's side of the desk. It looks nicer, that's why I took the video here. But to be looking straight ahead, to have a mouse rest would be good, to rest your wrist upon. But all of your post-Pilates circles of the wrists, flamenco hands, and stretching out of the heel of the hand in both directions, pulling the thumb away from the other fingers. We've done all this in our regular classes. If you're going to spend a lot of time on the phone, I would suggest planting your elbows, shoulders down, and having the phone up closer to eye line so you don't have to move your head quite so much. And this is much more relaxing for the shoulders. You can even have a little bit of downward pressure to lift you up. So I hope there that you have a few tips that you can use sitting at the desk to make you last a little bit longer, have possibly a little bit less shoulder or back pain, and be a little bit more productive. But what you really should be doing is more Pilates and less sitting at a desk.